Hi, this is Eric, and I'm back with an open letter to Senator Bernie Sanders. Now, I understand that there was he had a big rally this past weekend, and several thousands, sounds like maybe tens of thousands of people showed up. But from what I hear, I didn't attend it. I'm only relying on some reports that there were some Palestinian activists who were basically shut down by the security people, and their voices were not allowed to be heard. And Bernie Sanders did nothing about it. So I'm going to be reading this as an open letter to Senator Sanders. Dear Senator Sanders, you and I are near contemporaries. You were born in 1941. I was born in 1948. I went to Camp Tevye, a Zionist Jewish summer camp in New Hampshire for 11 years. I went to Hebrew school from age 10 to 16, straight A's. I sang Israeli folk songs. I studied the Torah. Only two of my European family members survived World War II by escaping across the Soviet Union into Palestine. And the one thing that I was taught was never again means never again. Now, some Jews think Holocaust only happened to Jews, but when I was at that summer camp and saw films about the concentration camps and was immersed in the various tragedies that Jews have suffered, it occurred to me that Jews are not the only people who have suffered or been genocided. Our own Native Americans, not to mention 27 million Russians in World War II, or 20 million Chinese at the hands of Japan, or the millions of killed in American military debacles since World War II. Years later, I happened to meet a Palestinian who told me how his family's olive trees were destroyed by the Israelis. That was 25 years ago. You should know that many Jews, such as Albert Einstein and Hannah Arendt, warned about the fascist, racist, those are their words, elements gaining power in Israel in 1948. Therefore, sorry to say, but you're looking the other way as these crazed, murderous Zionists commit genocide in Palestine is unconscionable. Worse yet, our taxes pay for the bombs. So the USA is complicit. We're up to our necks in Palestinian blood. What has this got to do with Judaism? The idea that we are chosen means to defend the defenseless, not to expect special privileges. We were slaves in Egypt. It's our job not just to free ourselves, but to free others from slavery and horror. Sure, oligarchs are a problem, but why aren't you calling out these Zionist oligarchs who bribe U.S. politicians legally to allow the Palestinian Holocaust to happen? Your movement against oligarchs is useless because it appeals to the very narrow interests of Americans while overlooking the much deeper problems of U.S. militarism and xenophobia. Russia, Iran, China, Venezuela, Cuba, against countries that stand up to the U.S. hegemonic obsession. We just have to be the boss. Do what we say or else we'll bomb you. In 2016, the DNC blatantly stole the election from you. It was quite obvious to anybody. You could have, but you didn't stand up to stop them. Instead, you made your movement a mere distraction. The Democrats are just as much the problem as the Republicans. Probably more so, because they wrap themselves in the flag of enlightened liberalism while pursuing essentially the same policies with a few cosmetic changes. You used to be a civil rights activist, so please show some courage and call out the racist, genocidal regime in Israel and demand rights for Palestinians. And harness your followers to demand our governments to stop enabling this war crime. Thanks for listening.